So we're going to look at the highlights of Nathan Shepard in the Blue Belt Masters under 76, 77 kilos. It's a really high level bracket, to be fair. Nathan and his opponent just play around a bit of standing up until this point here when Nathan pulls in really well for the single leg X. He underhooks the right leg really well and extends his opponent's leg very well and starts to go to belly down. If you notice his leg position here, his right leg on the hip, the left knee coming up really tight. The opponent is trying to throw that off, but turns around. Nathan extends his hips really well, and his opponent taps here and taps more, and Nathan does a great Pal Harris impression. On to the next match. So here's Nathan's second match. They tie up again. The opponent does a really weird thing in a minute, and he does it throughout while standing, and gives Nathan up his right leg like that, which is really weird. But Nathan takes it and comes down for the takedown for 2 points and moves straight into mount. I really don't understand why his opponent just does that throughout the match, especially after he catches there. I don't know if he's wanting a guillotine or something like that. I mean, I remember Dan Strauss kind of doing a similar type of thing. And I think this guy trains out of Mill Hill or something, but so that's Daniel Strauss's club, so maybe he's just trying to do that. But it's really weird. But Nathan starts throwing out a arm over for the arm triangle and tries to sit through to finish to pass. Doesn't really get it, but the opponent's calling the telephone with his right hand, so it's sometimes hard to finish. You need to put quite a lot of your weight forward onto him, but Nathan's doing the right job now anyway. Bit too high with his hips, to be honest. I'll just keep those hips a lot lower, bring that left leg back and just try to sink it in. But we're not in danger here anyway, and it's okay. Just hips are a little too high here, and that's why the guy managed to kind of... Oh, it was kind of retaining guard, but Nathan just goes to mount instead. Armbar attempt there with the guy with the right hand up, with his right hand up, but Nathan comes out, comes to side control again, and just racks up these points here. With the guard passing and stuff, so it's not a bad thing to do. Just getting up the points. The guy is throwing up a straight armbar attempt there, but isn't really anywhere near it. Good use of the left hook there by his opponent with the sweep attempt, but Nathan just stays up on top and does really well there. So they restart again, and you're going to see the same thing again. His opponent put his right leg up, and I think at this point I say to Nathan, just kick out his right leg if he does it again, and you guys are going to see a brilliant sweep in a second. So again, he's done it twice, 3 times now. But he comes out for the takedown. Nathan doesn't want any of that and just comes back in again. Overuse of the hand slaps there, but it's okay. Guy puts his right leg up and gets dumped on his head. Oh, what a nice sweep there. Nathan comes into side control. Needs to work on some like top submissions. I think the guy's been all over the place on the floor, legs and hands flying around everywhere. But I think we're coming towards the end of the match now, and guess how we take it. The guy gives him his right foot there. Nah. Oh no, he goes for what a sweep. What a sweep. But Nathan comes back, thinks about the heel hook, but goes, oh shit, better not. Let's go for a straight ankle instead. Extends his hips and gets the tap. On to the next match now. And this is Nathan's probably most difficult match. The guy was really good. Really good. Guy pulls straight away and comes into a leg entanglement with Nathan. Straight away, coming upside down, but Nathan falls back with the straight ankle lock. Again, with his right foot on the hip, but the guy does a better job of defending and attacking Nathan's foot back, which is the key bit I think from Nathan here is just that. Look, I didn't know it. I noticed that then, but it's Nathan with a toe hold attempt there was pretty good. The guy's not getting a much purchase there when driving with his hips forward to get the ankle lock. Does look like Nathan's in trouble, but he does a really good job here of stepping back and coming over up into half guard. I personally think that was that should have been 2 points for the sweep, or for coming up on top using his legs personally, but it's okay. Doesn't matter too much. Nathan does a good job of using his left hand there to block, to kind of come under the hips. I'd be using my head on the chest. I'm making it a bit more uncomfortable for the guy. But the guy comes in for a single leg attempt himself. Nathan comes in for the steamer lock. The guy flaps around, taps the mat there, and taps his hand twice. Nathan stops there. Let's run that back and have a look at this again. So let's go in complete slow motion. His opponent taps the floor there. And here, double taps there. And that's why Nathan lets go. So I can completely understand what the fuss is about. And it is what it is, really. You can't blame the ref for not seeing, because it was quite a quick tap. It's more the opponent who really should have the decency to say that he may and probably did tap. But we start again, and here we go. So they couldn't really agree on positions, and the referee quite rightly starts them up to stand again. But the thing about the referee, should have given 2 points here because they stopped the match whilst in a submission. So Nathan should be 4-0 up on points now, but it's currently 0-0. And I think this is where the match really turns its head, really. The guy goes for a leg lock again. His foot's not really bending too much in this way here, but Nathan stays strong, rides through it. Can't get the leg back at all in this position where he's trying to hide it. I'd be trying to like drive my knee down in this position into the guy's chest. And starting to work off there, but Nathan hand fights 2-on-1 on the hand here. Comes back for a leg lock himself. Doesn't really go too quick on the ankle entanglement, but I think Nathan is a bit deflated here from tapping the guy and not actually getting anything for it. But we go into like a leg lock shootout now. Nathan not really defending his legs in this position. With it there, here he is now with his left leg going underneath the butt. Goes belly down, but doesn't get the purchase needed for the ankle entanglement. The guy's now coming out for the back, but Nathan does a good job of rolling back through. And funnily enough, his opponent gets 2 points here for basically exactly the same thing as what Nathan done earlier. So he's now 2 points up. It should be 4-2, but I'm pretty sure that if we were 4-0 up, Nathan wouldn't have gone back for the ankle lock. I would have told him not to anyway, because we would have been 4 points up and it would have been a bit risky with 1 minute and 40 seconds left of the match. Nathan does a good job of keeping his knees up really high here and his ankles in. It might seem like I'm complaining, but you know, when you're 4-0 up with less than 2 minutes to go, I'm pretty confident that Nathan could have kept that score and stuff. But here we are. The guy does a good job of keeping Nathan flattened out with a right underhook and a left. Nathan comes in for the butterfly hook here, but just I think gassed out on a bit of too much and just kind of lets the guy pass. The guy gets now 3 points and 4 points for the guard pass and the mount, so 7 points up, 9-0 at the moment, where it should be 9-4. But again, might sound like I'm being a bit bitter, but when you're 4-0 up compared to 0-0 and you're going to risk things and stuff like that, it really does give your opponent an advantage. Nathan does a good job of reversing the mount, and they reset now with 30 seconds left, 9-0 up. It's going to be really hard to fish there, to kind of come back now. But here we go. And we're gonna just skip to the end of the match. So they just sit here in guard for a couple of seconds. So as I said, they stay in guard for a bit and for the last 30 seconds, and the match finishes, and we go on to the next match. This guy here, as you can tell, pretty pumped up. He's had a long break. Nathan had literally 4 to 5 minutes after the last match, which was a bit of a brutal match in terms of cardio and stuff. Nathan filling himself out, and I don't think it's a long match, this one. Basically, both guys need to pull off a submission attempt here, or at least win on points here to kind of get through. I still rate Nathan highly against this guy here. He done really. I think this guy actually won the division in the end, but I think this match happened 10 times. Maybe one would win 5 and the other person would win 5, but we'll see what the result is after. Nathan getting pulled around a bit, but comes in for dummy sweep straight away. Sorry, Joey on the camera. Not a good job here, mate. Not a good job here, but look, we get into it. So Nathan comes into the single leg gets, both goes for the toe hold, and unfortunately Nathan taps first.